there, what's going on? My name is Mike Sieber, certified personal trainer, corrective exercise specialist, and holistic health coach. And in this video, I just want to talk to you about the importance of getting really deep sleep, how essential sleep is for recovery, how if you're not optimizing your sleep, you're not hacking your life, you're not improving your health to the greatest degree. Sleep is one of the essential pillars of recovery. Recovery, in my mind, really comes down to sleep, nutrition, and hydration, and also your ability to calm your mind. Things like meditation, activities that bring you emotional, spiritual joy. These are all things that tend to lead towards the recovery side of exercise and training, the yin to the yang. So yang and fiery activities are workouts, stress, business, friction, interpersonal friction. So we need to, sleep is one of the pillars of recovery and healing and repairing tissue after tough workouts and actually growing stronger. So it has to be a priority. Studies have shown that if you get under 6 hours of sleep a night, you're essentially drunk. If you drive on under 6 hours of sleep, or I believe under 5 hours of sleep, you're essentially just driving. It's the same thing as driving with multiple drinks in you. It's the same thing as driving drunk and all messed up. And you're essentially walking around your day brain damaged if you get under 5 hours or so of sleep a night. The quality and depth of your sleep is also important as well. Another thing to remember, if you're not sleeping deeply and going into a deep recovery and repair state, you're not psychologically repairing from the day before, and you're also not physically repairing from the day before. That means your workouts are going out the window, your hormones are all out of whack, your digestion is out of whack, your blood sugar's out of whack, your cortisol's through the roof. Essentially, your entire life will be out of whack if you have trouble sleeping, and which is astounding because the majority of the population in America now claims they have trouble sleeping. So what can we do about this? So I have plenty of tips for you when it comes to sleeping, but first I want to go over a little bit more about why sleep is so important. So your pineal gland secretes melatonin, and it's the master gland. It regulates all your hormones. It's very important when it comes to your sleep and wake cycles. You have to learn to manage your cortisol. I'll say that again. You have to learn to manage your cortisol. You have to learn how to push your cortisol down. Cortisol is a stress hormone primarily produced in the adrenal glands. That is our fight or flight response, it's our active response, and it's naturally produced. It's naturally at its highest point at about 10 a.m. in the morning. So you rise with the sun, cortisol levels peak, you get a lot done during the day, and you're supposed to naturally wind down in the afternoon and the evening and start the recovery process. The problem is, most of us work long hours, we commute, we don't get home till 8 p.m. We're rushing a dinner in, we're trying to squeeze in time with our spouse, we're watching TV, we're on our phones, we're thinking about work, we can't turn our minds off, and a lot of people have this issue. This keeps cortisol levels very high. When cortisol levels are high, you don't release as much melatonin from your pineal gland, and thus the entire cascading effect of your hormone regulation is thrown off. This has catastrophic effects when it comes to your weight, your health, your blood sugar management, and recovery from tough workouts. Especially if you're an athlete or someone who trains really hard, you're not going to recover from your workouts properly if your cortisol levels are through the roof and you're not getting really deep sleep. So this is all stuff we all know, this is all great. I'm going to say, Mike, now what can I do about this? And that's where my unique tips come in. So one of the number one things that we can do when we push cortisol down is to activate the branch of our nervous system that tells our body it's time to chill out, it's time to go to sleep. And one of the best ways I know of to do that is to do some deep stretching, some yoga poses, to hold long static stretches, to foam roll or tight muscles. These are things that tell our body it's time to wind down. The best thing you could possibly do at night is spend a half hour foam rolling and stretching, because it pushes down those cortisol levels, you breathe deeply in a relaxed state, and it tells your body it's time to unwind. If you hold a stretch for a long period of time, you're lengthening the tissue, you're relaxing the body, you're exhaling into it. This is the opposite of muscular tension that's created when we work out or train, or we're just tense throughout the day. So we want to go from tense to loose. Tense to loose. And we do that through long, deep stretching. So I might hold a stretch for 3, 4, 5 minutes, especially around the legs, like the hamstrings, things like that get really tight on me. Or I might just foam roll for 20 minutes, or even just lying on your back flat on the floor, letting your spine decompress and taking deep belly breaths is a great way to drive down the cortisol and tell your body it's time to chill out and get out of your mind. And the next tip I have, some things you can take to help with your sleep. You can supplement with a decent quality melatonin. I only recommend a very small amount, as much as you need, like 1 milligram, maybe up to 3 max. See how it works for you. I've noticed I get a little bit of a rebound effect from melatonin sometimes. It helped me stays up, but it definitely came in handy in helping me reset my sleep cycle. I know for a fact it really saved my sleep cycle at one point. Now I don't need it anymore because I have a better ritual and I'm just better at managing my stress levels. But melatonin is key, and you can supplement with it. It's all the studies show it's fairly safe. There's really no harmful side effects you're gonna get from it. And if it helps you sleep, take it. I'm not one of those people that thinks you're going to get dependent on melatonin and stop producing your own. I know so many people get such crappy quality sleep. I think you should do whatever the hell you can that isn't alcohol or some harmful drugs or the more pharmaceutical grade medical drugs such as Ambien, stuff like that. Try to stay away from that however you can. If it's melatonin or whatever does it for you, I think that's great. So melatonin is an essential part to help reset, and melatonin drives down cortisol. It's that simple. If you take melatonin, your cortisol is getting driven down. So it's a great thing to take an hour before bed. Another thing to do that has helped me in the past is listen to some of your favorite music slightly loudly right before you go to bed. And that's helped me. A counselor told me that at one time when I couldn't get sleep good, and it helps you chill out the brain, wind down. Of course, reading a book before bed, if you have an active mind like me, helps stimulate the brain and kind of relax it at the same time. Gets your mind off of business and work. Read something fiction. Don't read any personal development, heavy business type of stuff right before you go to bed. Another thing I love to do is relaxing herbal teas, caffeine-free obviously, licorice, chamomile, soothing teas, stuff like that, sleepy time teas that have a lot of these herbs that help calm the body and the nervous system down. And that's a great way to, it's a great thing to add into your ritual. Have a nice hot tea, sip it before bed. And another big tip that's actually really an interesting one is take a hot and cold contrast shower, and I always end on cold. I just find, for me personally, even though it does excite the system a bit, that when I take a really cool shower, even a little bit on the really cold end right before bed, it just helps me, gets my body feeling less inflamed, gets some good blood flow, and it really helps me just kind of knock out and go right to sleep. The next tip I have for you is to get an earthing sheet. It's probably one of the best investments I ever made on my bed. An earthing sheet is a sheet that connects to the grounding charge on your outlet, and so it actually grounds your body all night long, and it helps to discharge EMFs and all the wireless crap that we can't see that is in fact harming our bodies. And since I started using the earthing sheet, I don't get jittery. I sleep a lot better. I sleep a lot deeper. It's a very powerful thing. The last thing I will say is CBD oil, cannabinol oil. CBD is highly potent at unwinding the nervous system. And there hasn't been a single thing I've added to my nighttime routine that has helped me as much as CBD oil. Again, it's non-psychoactive. It just calms the body down. It's totally safe for everyone. And it really, really has helped calm my body down at night better than anything. And I want to die in my sleep. I want to sleep so freaking deep that I'm having dreams that are crazy and out there. And I want to also go into that deep state where I'm not dreaming. I just want to wake up 7-8 hours later, just not even knowing, and being in another realm. I want to sleep extremely, extremely deeply so I recover from my workouts. And when your sleep is right, the rest of your life will be right. So thanks for watching. My name is Mike Sieber. I hope you got some tips out of this video. I believe that is about everything I have to say about the subject of sleep. Again, if you're not sleeping properly, there is no purpose in going and buying a pre-workout or whey protein or any stupid supplements, even stuff I recommend, if you're not sleeping. If you're not sleeping, you're not getting as much growth hormone, you're not repairing properly. And another thing that's powerful about sleep is that sleep is a way to recover from all the subconscious stuff you're doing all day. So your subconscious mind is a million times stronger than your conscious mind. Your subconscious mind is always working. It's dealing with work stress, relationships, business decisions, driving, commuting, eating, what to do, how did my workout go, all your thoughts. To recover these subconscious patterns, it requires deep sleep is what I learned. That's when your nervous system's processing these new neural connections, and your subconscious really heals when you sleep. And that's why if you don't sleep good, one of the biggest reasons people don't sleep is because their mind is active all night and they're thinking about work, and they almost go right into the same day the next day. It's like Groundhog Day. They live the same day. They're not creative. They can't make decisions. They don't perform well. They start getting burnt out. And that's because they're not shutting the subconscious mind off. So it's super important. Sleep is highly essential for repairing the subconscious mind and all those neural connections. And the research shows it. The research shows you're essentially walking around brain damage if you don't get enough sleep. So that's my rant about sleep. Thanks for watching. Check out the rest of my content, and I hope to hear from you soon.